Hello everyone, welcome back once again. In this video, we will look at SQLite database inside the Visual Studio 2019. But before we get started, please make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't. So let's get to it then. So, SQLite is a relational database management system which is contained in the C library. SQLite is not client-server database, but rather embedded into the end program. SQLite is a popular choice as embedded database software for local client storage in application software, such as web browser, mobile phone applications, desktop applications, etc. SQLite is arguably the most widely deployed database engine. It also has bindings to many programming languages such as C#, which we're going to look at in this video. So in this video, we will precisely look at SQLite entity framework called database provider. So we will actually look at SQLite in the lens of an entity framework developer. So we get started by actually clicking on the file. It's the start window, the create new project. So here we're going to select the console app.NET Core. Then once that bit is selected, then we can click on the next. So here obviously you can configure your project details, but we're not going to look too much into that. So we click on the create. So while it's being loaded, so the SQLite entity framework called database provider. So this database provider allows entity framework call to be used with SQLite. And this is also maintained as part of the entity framework core stack. So as you can see here now, we've actually got the blank console app created. So what we would do is we're going to add a new class. So it's a public class, and we're going to call it product, and we're just going to have like three attributes. So we're going to have an int, which is a product ID, and we're going to get string, which will be the product name. Then we're going to get double, which will be the price. So here, of course, is a product ID. So this, we move this bit here to product.cs. So here, what we do is we actually right click on the dependencies, then we go to manage NuGet packages. So we come inside the the browse bit here. So what we do is we are going to enter Microsoft.entityframeworkcore.SQLite. So that is normally the first one. So it's Microsoft.entityframeworkcore.SQLite. So we actually install this bit here. So we click OK and we accept. So once we've got the package installed, we're just going to close the NuGet package, then the NuGet package manager. Then we're going to create a new class. It's a public class. So we're going to say SQLite DbContext. So this actually inherits DbContext. So this will be on the Microsoft.entityframework core. So what we do is we move the SQLite DbContext to SQLite DbContext.cs. So that's the class that is actually created here now. So what we do is we put public, create a property, db set property product, and we can say products, and it's a get set. So we're going to override two methods. So the first bit is protected override on configuring. So we're going to configure the application to use SQLite. So what we do is the options builder dot use SQLite. So as you can see here, we can see this bit here now. So this is what we do. Put the file name here. So this will be the name of the database is equal to, so we're going to call this SQLite DB1. Yeah, then we're going to span this with an option here, option. Okay, so inside here we're just going to put a semicolon here. That will press enter. So here, this is what we're going to put here. We're going to put option dot migration assembly. So we're going to say assembly. So here we're doing a bit of reflection. Assembly dot get executing assembly. So here the dot full name, so we get the full name of the executing assembly. So that's all we're going to do for this bit here. So the next bit is, of course, we create another overriding method, which is a protected override on model creating. So here we can set our database table. So here we can say model builder dot entity. So the entity is, of course, product, the product objects. So we could say to table so we create products. So we put a products table, and then the schema. So we're just gonna put test, just test for the schema. Yeah. So the next bit is the same model builder dot entity, still the products. So in here we're gonna say entity So we're going to put some options inside this entity here. So we're going to say entity. So we're going to set the primary key as key. So this will be k dot product ID. So that will be the key. Then entity dot, we set the index as index. So we could say I for the index, I dot product name, and then we set it to unique. It's unique. So that's all we're going to need for the DbContext. So we come inside the program. So here we're going to make a static async task. So that's, we're going to change the main to static async task. Yeah, so we're going to leave the hello world here. So this is what we're going to do. So we're going to start with a variable. This will be our DB name. This will be equal to. So we come inside the DbContext. So the DB name that we set here, we copy this DB name. So we set it here, we paste it here, .db, we put a .db link, extension. Then we could say if file, so file in system.io.exist. So we put the DB name. If file exists, then we can say file.delete. .delete DB name. Otherwise, we continue. So we can say await using. So we create a new variable. Await using variable. So this will be our DbContext is equal to new SQLite DbContext. So we can say await DbContext .database .ensure created async. Then we can say again await DbContext .products .add range. So we're going to add some products async. So we can say that we can create a new product array here. So here we can add some products. So new products. So inside here we can add a product ID, not product ID, product name. Apple, and the price $10.99. So what we do is we're just gonna copy and paste them all over. We're just gonna make free, just change the prices and the names. So we're just gonna make this bit mango and banana. So that's all we have for here now. So now we can say okay, so now after the task we can say await DbContext .save changes async. So that's what we're going to do for here now. So now we can come down a bit and look inside the database and get the information. So we could say console.writeline getting database data. So we can do that by say DbContext.products. So we check whether it's not null. We convert to list. For each. So we loop through. So P for product. Then we can print them out. So we can say, we can put the product name first. So we can say p.product name, and then the price. We can say p.price. Then we can convert it to money. So that's all we're gonna do for the video now. So now I'm just gonna run it so we can see what actually comes out of it. So let's hope everything works out. So I'm just gonna put console.readline here so that we can see what is actually going on. So I'm just gonna run it. So fingers crossed the whole thing works. I'm gonna pause it while the whole thing runs. So as you can see here now, we've been able to create the database and actually get the data from the SQLite database. So what we do is we're just gonna come inside the solution now. We come inside all files, show all files. So we come inside the bin and debug.net Core 3.1. We scroll down. We're gonna look for the DB created. So as you can see top here, SQLite DB1. That's the one that is created now. So I'm just gonna leave it here, and I hope you actually explore the SQLite further in terms of using it for other applications. So once again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure you do, because I've got lots of videos coming up, and I hope you'll have a lovely morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. Peace.